Slay the Spire II. If you've been anywhere near Steam or Reddit in the last few weeks, you've seen it. Slay the Spire II is absolutely exploding. We're talking over 570,000 concurrent players at peak shortly after launch. Overwhelmingly positive reviews on Steam, somewhere in the margin of like 97% positive with over 20,000 ratings at this point. And people are basically saying it is Slay the Spire 1, but better and a masterpiece in the making. It is still in early access. It was released on March 5th, 2026. And it's already one of the biggest indie launches in years. So why is Slay the Spire 2 so insanely popular? If you're wondering, never heard of this game, never played it, or maybe you are aware of it. I'm like, how is this doing these kinds of numbers? Really, it's just iterating on a tried and true formula. I mean, there's a lot of other developers you could point at that have been doing this over the years. And hey, it turns out when you perfect a formula over time, and even if you release the same type of game with the same type of gameplay, but it's just bigger and better, that can actually be a really effective strategy, as we've seen with many franchises. So, but yeah, first and biggest reason, it absolutely nails what made the original Slay the Spire one of the greatest roguelike deck builders in the market. It has a perfect blend of extremely deep strategy, brutal difficulty, and infinite replayability with crazy card synergies, relics, items, random encounters. You can kind of choose your own adventure. It is definitely a roguelike, however, whatever you want to call it nowadays. I know we still debate that term a little bit nowadays, but it falls into that genre. So yeah, it's infinitely replayable essentially. It has an amazing core gameplay loop. What is the goal of the game is to climb the spire, make your way up through the spire. If you haven't played Slay the Spire 1 yet, definitely recommend checking that out for sure. It's just the easiest game in the world to just hop into. It is a deck builder, right? So you're going to build your deck run by run, die, learn from your mistakes, try again. All of that stuff is still here, and it's just extremely addictive, especially once it gets its hooks into you. It can take, a little bit of time in terms of like investing yourself into it, but once you connect with it, it's hard to let go. And again, Mega Crit, the developers for Slay the Spire, they didn't reinvent anything here with Slay the Spire 2. They just took already what was really working as the core concept and formula of Slay the Spire 1 and brought it into Slay the Spire 2. So if you love the first one, you're basically going to just be kind of continuing that journey into Slay the Spire 2. Visually and presentation-wise, this game is definitely a big step up. It has more fluid animations, has way more dynamic combat effects, death animations, a more livelier and nuanced art style. It definitely has a touch of a more modern kind of look to it, but still very minimalist in its approach. So it's just clean. It's nice. It doesn't really stick out or aggravate the viewer in any way. It's just very easy to kind of digest from an art style perspective. They've introduced new characters, so in Slay the Spire 1, you could play as 4 characters. This one, I believe, has 5. So even just adding one new character opens up a huge number of pathways in terms of how you can experience the game and what your playthrough is going to look like and all that kind of stuff. And so just adding even one new character definitely expands upon just keeping the game feeling fresh. And I don't know, we'll see. Maybe as we get expansions, DLCs, that kind of thing, we'll see what they add to it. And then probably one of the most interesting thing here, and this is the game changer, is that there is now co-op in the game. So the original Slay the Spire, it was purely a solo gameplay experience, but Slay the Spire 2 adds multiplayer, which just continues to add to that depth and I mean, you're playing with other people. You got like, instead of having one brain, you've got 2, 3, 4 brains or whatever, and you can work together to share synergies, make a build together, play co-op specific cards. It can just add to the mayhem, but also could aid you in your climb up the spire as well. So yeah, been getting just completely insanely good reception regarding how much fun it is to play with friends, and just adding this whole new social layer that is pulling players in who maybe they're not traditionally into a roguelite or deck builders and stuff like that. This is a great way to hop in and just kind of experience this type of game with someone who maybe is a huge fan, knows what they're doing, can kind of guide you, help you through the process. So that kind of stuff feels really great. And then just, for it is an early access, like I said, and it's surprisingly complete for early access, right? This has really come out with, it's got a lot of content already. The game's fairly well balanced. There's more updates coming, and they're probably going to be coming quick and consistently throughout the year. Like I say, the art, the music, the animation, everything is all just really, really solid. So yeah, that's basically why it's so popular. I mean, I shocked probably as many other people that it's doing the numbers that it's done. I mean, we can only really use what we can see through like Steam numbers right now. But to see like a roguelite deck builder reach the hundreds of thousands is just kind of insane for a game that, I don't know. I mean, I knew it was popular in the indie scene and everything, but it's just, it's crazy to see it hit the mainstream like this. It's just on a completely different level. So it's a bit shocking, but it's a game that absolutely deserves it. The development team put a ton of work into this. It's extremely well executed, and it is going to be fun to continue to watch the journey of this game. And I haven't started playing it myself yet. I'm planning to probably in the next week or two here. I'm going to start my run, and we'll be doing some gameplay videos and talking about it more. And we'll see where it lands at the end of the year.